turn off the cameras that people show up and do nutty shit. So Shayna and Logan, they had a friend of theirs they were supposed to meet. He's angry because somebody stole his stuff, and this is by the Rivers 3 Grill here in Hood River. I mean, it's a pretty small town, and he's screaming about how he's gonna shank somebody, he's gonna stab somebody over a $350 skateboard. I don't know, apparently it's electric. So he's yelling about how he's gonna go find the motherfucker who stole it, and he's gonna stab him, and he's gonna this, and he's gonna that. I'm like, fuck. And of course, the guy's obviously on something. So, of course, he does his yelling and shouting, and he doesn't want me to speak. He wants to be heard. He's loud enough. People are... Well, there's nobody here at the Dog River Coffee Company, but if there were, they'd have heard it. Now, of course, he walked off with Shayna and Logan, but they're not like him. But this is their friend, and they were supposed to meet him there, which is the only reason that I ran into them. The fact that he showed up in a shitty mood is obviously not their fault, and it's also obviously not my fault. Now, I was talking to Logan and Shayna about a situation, but this guy, he's angry, he's hopped up on adrenaline, he's pissed off, and he's on something. But thing with Shayna and Logan, they're both adults. Where they go and who they go with is their choice and their responsibility to keep each other safe. Now, with that man in the angry mood that he's in, and also the fact that he wanted to turn on me, I thought that was cute. I told him I wouldn't stab somebody over $350. Oh my God, by that point he was already threatening to harm me and threatening to beat me up. And then, of course, I explained it to him. I was like, you know what? I've been to prison for protecting kids. So, yeah, $350 ain't nothing. You can't protect anybody if you're in prison for the rest of your life. Well, in my case, you can, because it's a unique situation. With people telling me that they're being threatened and that cops are being predatory towards them, not just the Bollingers, not just internet wingnuts, I do take it very seriously, and I have to. Until those people come forward and either A, say that they lied and why, or B, take it to court. Get it into court. So why is it that I'm walking this way and allowing those two youngins to walk with somebody who is obviously volatile? Because that's their friend. If there's a situation where something happens, I would hope that Logan is, well, at least gonna give Shayna a fighting chance of getting away. Now, with them, it's not a matter of friendship or loyalty. They met him for a particular purpose. What that is, I don't know. But I know that they weren't sitting there on that corner to meet me. They told me they were specifically there to meet somebody else, and that was somebody else. Now with him telling me that because I wouldn't shoot somebody or stab somebody over a $350 skateboard, that he was going to beat me up and stab me. Well, that's just ludicrous, and he's loud enough. Of course, I can hear people just talking at the Rivers 3 Grill. We're that close to it. We're right on the corner, and the Rivers 3 Grill is a little bit elevated, but it's that corner. That's their address. That's where the friggin' restaurant is located. It's got an outdoor patio. I can hear people talking. Obviously, they can hear this guy threatening to kill people. And not just me. He didn't start off threatening to kill me. He started off threatening to kill somebody over $350. You know, if I was gonna threaten to kill somebody over money, well, let's look at the sheer quantity of money this has cost me, and how much of other people's money it has cost. quite a bit. If I was going to kill someone over money, I would have done so already. So no, I wasn't going to agree with that guy. Even when he said he spent 10 years in prison and beat the hell out of a whole bunch of chimos, well, I'm not fucking impressed. Why were you in prison? Were you in prison for being the good guy, or were you in prison for being the bad guy? So your prison time don't impress me. What were you in there for? Were you in there for molesting children, or were you in there for trying to turn in child molesters? That's a good question. What are your motives? What are your motivations? What is your intent and purpose in the things that you do? For me, I always made sure that my intentions were known. I always let someone know, just in case. Whenever there was someone being abused, I always made sure that there was someone that I informed. And every time, I tried to tell somebody who was a mandated reporter. Every time. Every single time. Why is that? No victim left behind. These are the people you are supposed to go to. How does nobody get that? If you're told when you were abused that you have to go to a mandated reporter, and the mandated reporters tell you that it's not their job to be mandated reporters, and that they will lose their job if they do their job as mandated reporters, well, we're in a pretty fucked situation, ain't we? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Do I think that Shayna and Logan can fight their way out of a screwed up situation if they got to? Oh, fuck yes. They both got skateboards and they're street kids. They know exactly what to do. Now, with that guy and him being angry and talking about hurting people, you guys know how I am. I hate that shit. I don't want to listen to people talking about how they would, especially when they fucked up on drugs. Also, with that guy threatening to kill me and stab me and shit like that, yeah, obviously I'm not going to want to stroll along in their crowd. What do I do when people get cruel and evil? I go the other way. Now, if I go the other way and they follow me, that's a different story. Let me tell you how this situation tonight is different from Adley Bollinger. Alright, so there was a situation with that asshole. Maybe he's a nice guy the rest of the time and it was just a bad day. But if we look behind me, he's nowhere to be found. None of his buddies are showing up and starting shit with me. Nobody's assaulting me or making false claims just because that dude who is obviously junked out of his goddamn mind is being an asshole. Just because that guy who is junked out of his mind wants to take his shit out, his bad day, on somebody else. I take hell for a lot of people's bad days. I also take hell when I have a bad day. Because I'm not allowed. I bide my time. And I do my best to give people equal treatment. Well, looks like Hood River is pretty well closed down. That guy who I haven't seen in a few weeks, there's multiple situations where, God, what a fucking creeper. That's the old guy who was driving the what was the name of it? Dolphin. It's not a literal dolphin, obviously. That's just the product name of the RV that he drives. Now that was the racist old guy, the one who kept on calling me the N-word The one where when those two were having issues with just sitting in their vehicle and it being cramped and uncomfortable, well, they were glad to have a place to hang out and somebody to talk shit with, of course, where they could actually stand up and stretch out a bit. Now, I am glad they didn't leave town. I'm hoping to sit down and play Magic the Gathering with Logan sometime shortly. I'm glad he exists, and he is a lot of fun, and so is Shayna. Of course, you guys know me. I'm afraid of women, especially little ones, especially blonde hair and blue eyes. And I did explain that to her. She understands it well enough anyway. When I tell people they're not going to listen to me, they're not going to believe me, I'm going to get called schizophrenic, they're going to play on the mentally ill thing. I need people who are there to speak up. And of course, they both did. Logan, he had a lot to say, but Shayna pretty well covered it. She did a good job. And of course, for being put on the spot the way that they were, I think they did an excellent job. That's not what they were expecting to do. There was no formal preparation or, time to really sit down and decide what they wanted to say. It was just let it out. For me, being threatened because some guy lost $350 or something that was worth $350 that he ordered on Amazon. Now he's trying to scam Amazon. Tried calling them up and saying it just wasn't delivered and they gave it to the wrong person. In reality, he went and got it, and then it promptly got stolen. Ballyshag. That lets me know that this is likely the corner that I met Smiley Riley on, and there's some hippie shoes there. That might be an indicator. I think it is. I think nope, it's not here. I'm wrong. But as we all know, I've been wrong before. There's some folks behind me that are dressed kind of like Batman's parents, and I don't want them thinking I'm the Joker, so I'm just walking the other direction. Not all people who look fancy and going out to a fancy restaurant think that you're a perv or a horrible monster, but you never know, and when people are afraid of you, that's when they're going to do the evil shit. They don't do evil shit because they're evil. They do it because they're scared. They're scared because of the wives' tales and all the crap they've been sold and told. But then you got situations like tonight. That feller was not pleasant, not happy, and very, he was scary. I was afeared and shaking in my boots. And as per usual, it's a substance abuse issue. Now, don't get me wrong, the money, that adds more to the plate. That gives him more incentive and more anger. And, of course, when you're there and you're present and he's coming down, or he's fucking high as a goddamn kite and needs to come down, if you're there to target while he's all hopped up and hyped up, you'll be the target. Being the odd man out will generally make you the target to begin with. When they're hanging out with their buddies, and of course, people are going to tell you after the fact, they're going to go, oh, I'm sorry about that, he just gets like that. Well, in a lot of situations like that, it does result in violence. It results in somebody who's all fucked up on drugs assaulting somebody littler than them. Yeah. And then, of course, if the victim is a male, it's, oh, well, you just got to let it go. You just got to let it go. You just got to let it go. Well, who says I just got to let it go, and why? Why does my gender make that okay? Also, what good would it do to call the police? What the hell are they gonna do? Hood River Police Department, Sheriff's Department, as well as the County Mountie State Patrol motherfuckers. Well, I've already had to deal with all of them. They're not police. These people are fleecing you for tax dollars. They're having seven cops show up just to tow one person's stuff. There's quite a few homeless people here in Hood River that aren't happy about what happened with Dean's camper. But are they going to speak up? Are they going to do anything about it? Are they going to take time off? Decide that they're not going to try to panhandle today, and they're going to go to the courthouse or to the... Sorry, there's folks here. Anyway, they're not going to stop and protest. They're not going to stop and picket. They're not going to stop focusing on basic survival. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. A lot of y'all, you think that if somebody's on the streets, that they're completely ignorant, that they don't understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or that, of course, they don't know how the system works. No, we're going to know how the system works better than anyone else, because we're the victims of it. We're the ones who get to sit in jail for crimes we didn't commit, because if you guys have jails that are full, it makes it look like the cops are doing their jobs. Reality is, the guy who molested your daughter and the guy who killed your son, both of them are probably going to get let out if they serve any time whatsoever. They probably have family that helps, family that cares. Shit, they'll tell all sorts of lies to help their homies get out. Get out of jail free card, just have your family lie. Well, I don't want people to lie at all. However, when it comes to saving lives, there are things that are necessary. When it comes to Logan and that guy who's angry and threatening to stab people and all that, I know that with that skateboard there, especially since he's spoken of having to use it before, he knows how to use a skateboard. So, of course, that's something that works as both transportation. Oh my God, it always stinks down here. By the way, I'm over by the railroad tracks again. And it always stinks down here, and it's usually over in that area. I guess there's some sort of leak, not sewer, but it's some sort of gas line. And then on the other side, there's a sewer issue. So we had a whole bunch of people coming out and getting in the water for 4th of July, and it's got raw sewage getting sludged into it. Pleasant. Anyway, I've made this video a little bit long. I'm gonna go across the river and see about getting me something for dinner. I don't usually get hungry during the day, but at nighttime, oh my God, I can grub. During the day, I just want something to drink. Anyway, you know how we end these already. It's good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind.